Exploring the concept of the nothingness of creation in the Zohar and Kabbalah. Exploring the concept of the nothingness of creation in the Zohar and Kabbalah is one of the most fascinating reflections on the origin of existence and the beginning of creation from an apparent void. Here, nothingness is not an absolute void or total absence but rather a state of unmanifest potential, where God, in His infinity, had not yet revealed any separate creation. Let's dive into some key points of this concept. Ayin, the creative nothingness. In Kabbalah, the Hebrew term ayin, meaning nothing or void, refers to the primordial state before creation. Ayin is described as a fertile void, a lack of form or manifestation that paradoxically contains all the potential for creation. Ayin is the transition point between Ein Sof, God's infinitude, and Yesh, the something or the created universe. This nothingness is not the absence of God but, on the contrary, a state where God has not yet chosen to manifest. In the Zohar, Ayin is seen as a source from which creation emanates, a void that mysteriously becomes the cradle of existence. In other words, everything comes from nothing, yet this nothing is filled with creative potential. The creative void and Tzimtzum. For the universe to exist, space was needed for creation to take place. In Kabbalistic doctrine, Tzimtzum is the act by which Ein Sof, infinite, contracted himself, withdrawing his infinite light to create an empty space where something other than God could exist. This space is Ayin, where God's light was concealed, allowing creation to emerge. Here, contraction does not mean God is absent, but rather that His infinite light is hidden. The universe was born from this divine concealment, which still carries God's essence, though in a veiled and limited way. Thus, nothingness here is the void that allows for plurality, matter, and time. Ayin and Yesh, nothing and something. Ayin contrasts with Yesh, which means something or existence. While Ayin represents unmanifest void, Yesh is creation itself, the something that becomes the physical and spiritual world. The transition between Ayin and Yesh is, in a way, the central mystery of creation. How does nothing transform into something? The Zohar and other Kabbalistic texts teach that this transition is continuous. The universe was not created all at once, it is constantly arising from Ayin. This is one reason Kabbalah views creation as a dynamic, constantly renewing process. Ayin is always present, sustaining the existence of Yesh, and creation flows continuously between concealment and revelation. The void is unlimited potential. The nothingness of creation is often compared to the idea of absolute potential. Though it appears empty, it contains the entirety of everything that could exist. This idea resonates with mystical philosophies across various traditions, where void is seen as the origin of all things, a source of inexhaustible creative power. The Zohar suggests that by contemplating Ayin, Kabbalists are invited to recognize that creation emerges from this fertile void, where God, in His goodness, chooses to reveal His light and bring into existence what was once hidden. This process of revelation is the divine act of creation, in which God shares His being with the universe. Reflection. The concept of Ayin and the nothingness of creation leads us into a deep meditation on the nature of being and non-being. In the Zohar, nothingness is not just a common void but a mystery, concealing the entirety of divine potential. Creation, therefore, is not just an event of the past but an ongoing process where nothing and something are in constant interaction, revealing divine light in the many facets of existence.